Barbie, the magical story. Let's join Barbie on her magical adventure.
One beautiful sunny day, Isabella and Anna were playing outside in Anna's garden. The two little girls were best friends and they loved playing with their Barbie dolls together. Let's make up a story about Barbie and her friends at the zoo, smiled Anna. Good idea, cried Isabella. Barbie can be a vet. She's going to help take care of all the animals at the zoo, said Anna. Barbie and her friends Teresa and Nikki were in a hurry. It was the first day of the summer holidays and they couldn't wait to start their new jobs, helping the vet look after baby animals at the zoo. We've got the sweetest volunteer jobs ever. Barbie smiled as she linked arms with Nikki and Teresa. She always loved trying new things with her friends. When they reached the zoo gates, the vet was waiting for them. Thank goodness you're here, she said. There are so many animals to look after. We really need your help. What can we do? Asked Barbie. The vet handed each girl a vet uniform and a zoo pass. Put these on first, she said. Then you will be dressed for the job. Barbie, Nikki, and Teresa dashed into the staff changing rooms and put on their zoo uniforms. Perfect, smiled the vet. Let's get started. They set off down the path, past the zoo's ticket office and crowds of visitors. The vet told them about the baby animals and birds they would be looking after. There was a long list. They need food and water topped up regularly, said the vet. No problem, said Barbie. We can do that. The vet showed them around the food store and pointed out what they would need for each animal. You can use the trailer bikes outside to get around the zoo, she said as the three girls carried the food out to the trailer bikes. Barbie asked the vet more about her job. A vet takes care of animals and birds if they get sick, but it's just as important to keep them healthy and happy, the vet explained. Here's a list of all the baby animals you need to feed. Do you think you can do it? Sure we can, Barbie said confidently. The vet smiled. Great, there's a lot to do, so you'll have to work fast. Let's go, smiled Barbie. The baby koalas were the first on the list. When the girls arrived, a tiny koala ran up to Barbie and twitched his nose. I think he likes your perfume, Barbie, laughed Teresa. Barbie giggled and bent down to stroke the little creature's head. Hello, cutie, she smiled. One by one, the hungry little koalas scampered up to drink their bottle of milk. It didn't take them long to finish every drop. Look at the koalas playing on the swing. Teresa laughed as she collected up the empty bottles. Barbie and Nikki went over to swing and gently pushed the playful little koalas. This is fun, said Barbie. Let's stay here and play for a while. After they'd finished playing with the koalas, the girls headed to the safari enclosure. Where are all the animals? Said Nikki as they hopped off their bikes. Barbie pointed to some tracks on the ground. It looks like they went this way, she said. The three friends followed the tracks down a grassy slope and found the baby animals gathered around a waterhole. Just as they finished feeding them, a group of visitors drove up in a tow truck. Would you pose for some pictures? Asked the lady. It would be wonderful to take some photos of three vets at work. Sure, smiled Barbie. The girls loved posing with cute little animals. It's fun being a zoo vet, giggled Barbie when they finally set off to see the dolphins. The dolphins clapped their fins when they saw the girls. I think they want us to throw the fish to them. Barbie laughed. The dolphins jumped and twirled as they caught all the fish. Now that's what we call fast food, giggled Barbie when the bucket was empty. I guess we should be going now. But as they turned to leave, Barbie noticed a ball at the edge of the pool. and threw it to a little dolphin who bounced it right back. Soon all the dolphins were joining in, bouncing the ball to the girls. Let's stick around and play for a little longer, smiled Teresa. Barbie, Teresa, and Nikki spent a long time playing with the dolphins before they rode their bikes to the elephants. Would you like a nice drink? Nikki said, holding out a bucket to the tiniest elephant. The baby elephant dipped in his trunk and sucked up some water. Ooh, he's really thirsty. The elephant took his little trunk out of the bucket and pointed it at Nikki. Do you want some more? She asked. Suddenly, the elephant shot a jet of water out of his trunk. It sprinkled to the air and splashed all over Nikki. Barbie and Teresa burst out laughing, and a moment later, Nikki joined in. I think he wants to share his water with me, giggled Nikki. The three girls were giggling so much they didn't notice the baby elephant dropping his trunk back into the bucket. I wish I had a camera, Barbie giggled. Suddenly, the baby elephant pointed his trunk at Barbie and Teresa. The naughty little elephant let out a fountain of water. Now they were all drenched from head to toe. That's a pretty unusual way to take a shower, giggled Barbie as they all burst out laughing. The three friends sat down on some rock to dry out in the sun. Suddenly, Barbie jumped to her feet. Oh no, she cried. We forgot about the list. We still have lots of baby animals to feed. We shouldn't have spent so much time playing and posing for pictures. They looked at each other in horror. They had been having so much fun. They had forgotten they had a job to do. Come on, everyone, cried Barbie. Back to the trailer bikes. They sped along the bumpy track to feed the hamsters and guinea pigs. Teresa and Nikki quickly left off their bikes with some food. Go team! Cheered Barbie. The girls fed the little animals and jumped back on their bikes. Let's go! Cried Barbie, and off they went down the track. When they reached the kangaroo enclosure, Barbie raced over to feed them. Where next? Asked Teresa. Toucans, parrots, and penguins, said Barbie. Let's hit the road. When the girls arrived on their bikes, the hungry birds flew down from the trees. Look, gasped Barbie, they're eating out of my hands. After they'd fed the other birds, the girls arrived at the zoo's ice dome to feed the penguins. Brr, it's chilly in here, said Barbie as they stepped into the slippery ice. We should have bought our ice skates, giggled Nikki. Suddenly, Teresa lost her balance and slid over with a bump. Barbie and Nikki put down their buckets and helped her up. I've got an idea, said Barbie. Let's hold hands to help each other balance. In a few moments, the three girls were moving steadily over the ice. They made their way to the penguins and gave them their fish. I wish we could stay and watch, sighed Nikki. Me too, said Barbie, but we still haven't finished the list. The baby pandas are next, said Barbie. I hope it's warmer where they live. The girls got back on their bikes and followed the signs for the pandas. But when they arrived with the milk, the shy little pandas hid in the bamboo. It's okay, little pandas, whispered Barbie. We've got some milk for you. The girls held out the bottles and the tiny pandas peeped out at them. There's no need to be shy, whispered Teresa. The fluffy little creatures crept towards them and began drinking their bottles. When they'd finished all their milk, the pandas began to yawn. I think it's time for their nap, smiled Nikki. Sweet dreams, pandas, whispered Barbie as they tiptoed back to their bikes. When they rode up to the wild bird lake, the three girls gasped in delight. All the birds were so colorful. Look at the pink flamingos, smiled Nikki. A group of birds began flapping their wings down by the water. I wonder what's happening there, said Barbie. Teresa and Nikki followed Barbie as she made her way over to the excited birds. Look, cried Barbie, they're watching an egg hatch. Just at the moment, the egg on the ground wobbled and two little feet popped out. The girls smiled at a tiny flamingo chick tapped out of the shell and chirped at his mum. Isn't he sweet? Sighed Nicky. Let's leave him with his warmth while we feed the other birds, said Barbie. When they'd finished scattering the last few handfuls of food, Barbie pulled the list out of her pocket. We fed all the animals, cried Barbie. Nice teamwork, guys. Suddenly, Barbie spotted the vet walking over to meet them. We spent too much time playing with the animals at first, Barbie explained. But then we stuck to the list and worked our way through. You've done a great job, smiled the vet. Well done, girls. All the animals are happy and it's all thanks to you. You girls could make great zoo vets. Isabella and Anna finished playing and went over to see Anna's baby bunnies. Let's be wet just like Barbie, said Anna. I'll top up the bunny's water bottle, said Isabella, and I'll feed them some crunchy carrots, smiled Anna. Thank you, friends, for listening to my story. We'll meet you next time. Until then, subscribe to my channel, like, and also share it with your friends. Bye!